3-pounder spot. Let's get it popping. Boom! Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tactical Fishing. I'm your boy, the Nature Boy, and we're here at good Colonial Park, Beatty's Park. We're about to do some good old bass fishing, and this place been kicking my butt, man. But we're gonna bring it home today. The last time I was here, I was using all types of stuff, man. I threw everything but the kitchen sink. So we're gonna switch it up and get things popping. So first of all, I'll be throwing these. Let me see. I'm gonna be throwing good old nice jerk bait. I call this the purple magic. Purple does it. It doesn't make sense at all to throw purple bait in waters where fish are normally dark, but purple magic works for me. We're gonna get that popping. If you're new to bass fishing, throwing a jerk bait is very, very simple bait to throw. How I do it, my technique behind throwing a jerk bait is I just throw it out and just reel it in. You see most people, they're popping the jerk bait, and that takes skill and takes time. You know, and plus you have to see it, get your jerk right. How you want it to look is just, you're jerking it, but at the same time you're keeping it in a good motion, in a straightforward motion. You're jerking it and you're keeping it low. So that takes skill and time to learn that, how to properly move a jerk bait. It's through pops, and you have to go to a channel. If you Google jerk baits and how to move jerk baits, it's easier when you actually can see it. It's different than somebody just throwing it out and just moving it. But I'm gonna show you how I move it. I just basically reel it in, a medium reel, basically kind of like a top water. So let's get it going. What I do is basically like a medium reel. I just basically just reel it in. Very, very simple. It has a lot of motion to it. I know you can't see it, but it has lots of motion. Very, very good motion. I'm gonna do this a couple more times. And switch the retrieve up. All right. I had to kind of practice that a little bit. But usually I throw out and I just start to pop. Start to pop, kind of let it simmer. Because you want to mimic, a dime bait fish. Jerk baits are meant to attract the fish to easy prey. So I just pop, let it settle, pop, pop, let it settle, pop, pop, and keep a good pace, a good motion with the jerk bait. So, last cast. I just do 2 pops, and it's the pop, 2 pops, pop, 2 pops, pop. Just 2 pops, and just kind of let it come up a little bit, and a pop, just kind of give it about a second. It kind of float to the top. But that's how you use a jerk bait. We're done with the jerk bait. We're gonna move right along to the tubes. Tubes are pretty cool baits. Nice little grub tube. I put a nail in it to give it more weight, and also a weighted 1/0 hook on that. So we're gonna get some ground and pound action going on this little bug grub tube. Basically, it dropped to the bottom. I'm just throwing it over in this little this little spot over here, little shade spot. Bass might be over there, so we're gonna see what it do over here. But ground and pound is very simple. I mean, you basically jerk a little bit. You want to make it as realistic as possible to make it look like a little bug or grub. So I'm giving it light pops, let it sit. I'm keeping a steady pace. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 2, 1, 2, 3. It's a good little area too, because it's shade, and plus, maybe some little bait fish running around. But that's simple, man. You just basically throw it out, give it a couple pops, give it time to sit at the bottom. Really light pops. Let your bait drop all the way to the bottom. Let it drop to the bottom. And just kind of test it. The fish will hit it when it drops. When it drops. 3 pops. Let it sit. Really, really light pops. The whole goal is to make it look like a bug. To mimic a bug or a little creature bait at the bottom. And you just popping, waiting for that hit. Very, very simple. But when people start to throw baits like this, like grubs and stuff, usually the top water's not working, or square bill's not working. Usually those things are not working, period. When you start throwing ground and pound baits and stuff like that. If you watch a lot of fishing channels, they go to like stuff like this. They start to go to grubs and tubes. So next in the lineup is a jig. Now this jig is made for like small cover brush. It's an all black jig. I prefer all black jigs. It's pretty cool. It looks natural with a Guggen bait bandito bug, and we're gonna see what it do. See, these fish are wanting a nice juicy bug like that. Testing the water, let that bait simmer down. And it's basically the same thing. You're throwing ground and pound baits, make it look, especially bugs, make it look like a actual bug, or moving through the water. So to give it 2 light pops, another light pop, 2 light pops, 1, 2, 3. Good time to sit. 1, 2. So you want to make it look like a bug. Very, very simple. Simple technique, simple style, bandito bug. When everything else fails, jigs work. If top water isn't working, jerk bait's not working, Colorado blade's not working, go and get you a nice jig and just work your way and find those fish, because if they're not hitting, those different styles of things, they're gonna stick to. They're hitting the ground and pound. They want something slow moving. They don't want to do a lot of stuff. And that's when you see people throw a lot of Texas rig worms. That's when the worms come in play. And also throwing your bugs and stuff. That works. So we're gonna give this one more heave ho and see what we get. It's also good to change up how you're retrieving. You might want to start off with 3 pops, 3 pops, and then 2 pops. You might want to start off with 1 pop, all the way in. Certain fish like certain styles. If certain bugs or creatures and bugs in the water, if they move a certain way, you're gonna get that fish attention a lot faster. So how you move your bait is very, very important in bass fishing. Very, very important. I'm gonna give it one more shot. I'm gonna move it a lot faster this time. Give it 3 fast pops. All right, guys, that wrap it up for today at Tactical Fishing. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're looking for um, jigs, if you want to learn about jigs, I suggest getting some jigs and learning how to move it, because when everything else fails, it's either the worm, Texas rig worm, or throwing a jig. So very cool bait to use to pick out those fish when they're moving really slow. So the person I suggest, with throwing a jig is Gene, just a fluke master. He's very, very good at throwing a jig. If you want to learn how to throw the jig and watch more informal videos, check out my boy Gene Jensen, Fluke Master. He's very good. I learned so much by watching his videos over the years. He's the reason why I throw a jig, and it's helped me a lot. The jig that I throw, mostly is a football jig. That's for rocks and heavy rocks and stuff to pull them out the rocks. Usually I would throw a crack and crawl by Guggen baits. Very good, very, very good bait to use, very resourceful. So I'll throw a football jig, usually dark. Usually I go with dark color or all black, or I think it's Okeechobee blue. It's black and blue jigs. Black and blue jigs. It's very, very good. A lot of fishermen throw black and blue jigs. I learned it from Scott Martin. He throws black and blue jigs. So black and blue jigs are very, very good with, using different baits. So check out Guggen Baits. You can buy it at Bass Pro Shops, at Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm throwing their Bandito bug, but I had lots of success, like I was saying, on the football jig, throwing the crack and crawl. So check them out and get your jig on. So with all that said, your boy, the Nature Boy, is out. And remember, keep it popping.